Good morning, jewelry makers. Hi, it's Tracy at TierraCast, and assuming everything's working properly and you guys can see me and hear me, Julie's with us, I hope. She's on the sidelines, waiting, or she'll be here, of course, to help us out and post links and keep us company. Hi, Tracy Alden. Hi, Margaret Binder, not sure, gonna butcher that. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Geeta. It's nice to see all of you. And we have some super pretty earrings for you guys today. Let me switch my camera back real quick. Somebody called, when I posted about these, somebody called it out right away on our page. They said, did I see these on Beads, Baubles, and Jewels? And I did do a guest spot on Beads, Baubles, and Jewels in 2018, and we did these fuchsia versions for our Beads, Baubles, and Jewels episode. That was really fun. Since then, of course, we've added variation onto our own website, and they're just so pretty. And it was just added to the website at the beginning of the year. So it's fairly new inspiration for us, and we just want to show you guys how to make them. What is a little bit fun about them, let me do the camera dance for you guys as usual. What's really fun about them is the material. Of course, our Hamsa, I'm always going back and forth. These are extremely popular pieces. They came out several years ago. I think it was our Soulful Spirit collection, maybe 2017, 2018, and they're a very popular piece. They're very symbolic. Originally from, I want to say Hinduism, but there's probably more information on our website. I should have looked that up more. But they're very symbolic. They're very considered very protective. And it's just a beautiful symbol, and quite widely used and appreciated now, kind of across the world and through different cultures. So that's the little link piece. Our little Hamsa hand has a hole at the end of each of the fingers and then one at the top. So it makes a nice little multi-strand connector. And then we used Sari silk for the ribbon, and some chain, and then embellished all the little fingers with some, and in this case we used little size 6 seed beads. I'm going to use, I'm going to switch my camera again already. I think I'm going to go with some check glass beads for today's. I've got some little 4mm faceted check rounds, and I pulled out a couple of different ribbons because I was kind of inspired. Just zoom out a teeny bit. So I have this beautiful batik silk ribbon that I found at a bead show a few years ago. I think it was Bead and Button in Milwaukee. Just really beautiful batik ribbon. We've got some hand-dyed silk ribbon, and then I thought you guys might be interested to see. I don't know if you've worked with Sari silk before, but if you order Sari silk, you get like this mass of beautiful recycled ribbon from Saris, and it's just, they're masses of gorgeous colors and just really, really, really fun to work with. So before we get started in the demo, though, I do want to talk a little about, Julie, are you here yet? Are you with us?
I am.
Julie's here, yay! She and I were talking about, of course, these Hamsa hand earrings have kind of a chain and ribbon style tassel. And so Julie and I were talking about different types of tassels. And we still started really noticing a tassel trend probably 6 or 7 years ago, and how just incredibly strong it was. And so just people putting tassels on everything. And I was not that excited about them. Julie was a little more enthusiastic, but I was just like, they're on everything. Why do they have to be on everything? Well, of course, that was early on. And so we were at that time, it had some cord ends in development. And mostly our cord ends were, I mean, people wanted them for kumihimo and for seed bead work. And we started developing a line of brass cord ends, and just we did so many tassel examples with so many materials, tiny embroidery thread, leather, just ceilons and beading cords and leather strap. My goodness.
And
So
this shows you what a professional Tracy is, because she really wasn't a huge fan of tassels when she started. And look at all those she made. She a real trooper.
a trooper. And I didn't make these. These seed bead tassels. These are from Carrie Messerschmidt. She's a designer in Colorado, Mile High Beads. We commissioned these from her. Are those? I kind of drool on these whenever I see them.
Totally.
Oh my gosh. But so we thought we'd put out a tray of different tassel approaches. I demoed these little suede lace tassels a couple months ago. I was we did a little video with Michelle at Leather Cord USA, and because we were using her suede lace, the Leather Cord USA suede lace. So this suede lace in our cord ends always makes a fun tassel. And then we've got, no, this is faux suede lace. And Julie, I think I'm gonna make these ones in a demo down the road, because I think that this could be a very fun bracelet variation. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
So I think that that's going to be a down the road Facebook Live one of these days. And then we did these ones just a few weeks ago, these little cotton cord ones with our crimp ends. Those we also did a Facebook Live, so you can find that on our page if you're interested in seeing these ones. The original design was our little succulent tassel earrings, and then we did some variations with using just longer materials to make longer tassels. That was really fun. And then, you've got your sort of more common or traditional tassel approaches where you just take some cord and you wrap it and then you cinch it. So these little...
Did you just use embroidery floss on that?
This was a Katie design. We had a designer here named Katie Hill a few years ago, and this was one of hers. She was extremely imaginative with her jewelry designs. We have some really beautiful stuff that she made for us. So this was one of Katie's, and it's just a little wire wrap around the silk embroidery, or around the embroidery thread.
Okay, embroidery.
You know what? I'm not sure if this is embroidery thread. This looks more like silk thread.
Maybe, but the green one is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This one is embroidery thread in one of the cord ends. And Julie, I think I gave you a couple of links. We did, at the time when we were doing so much of this tassel work, I did a couple of Pinterest how-tos, and I think I sent you some links for those. Those are kind of fun.
Get cracking.
They're very fun little pictorial demonstrations of how to make tassels in our cord ends.
Well, and I have to say, just because this is great, Tracy Alden said that she has a friend in Mumbai, India, and he says that Sari silk ribbon industry helps many of the poor single mothers and widows in India. And it's, that's kind of cool.
Oh, that is so great.
And upcycling too. I mean, it's just good.
I really love to hear that. Because, what do we do with our clothing when it gets worn out? And, sometimes we can send it along to charities, and sometimes it just needs to be tossed in the garbage. So that's really great to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Where was I? Oh, still talking about cords. So I thought we're going to make the Sari silk ribbon earrings, and then I thought it would be fun to demo one of these tassels where I combined some ceylon cord with some chain. So we'll maybe do that one after. So let's see. I stopped in the middle of us deciding which cord we were going to use for this particular pair, Julie. This is a piece from the Sari silk pile.
I love it. See, for me, it's perfect because I like things to look a little imperfect and irregular. But I love that you have those ribbons there also for people that want it to have a little more precision.
Yeah. I mean, you can get hand-dyed silk ribbon in just so many beautiful colors, so that could be fun. But you're right. Let's stick with what the originals were done with. So I like how this little piece of ribbon goes with these little olivine check glass beads. But oh no, I don't know.
What are you thinking right now?
I'm trying to decide between these smaller ones and these larger ones. Both of them go nice.
I like using both.
Now you're just complicating things. Okay. All right. So something else that's a little bonus demo, Julie, that we're doing today is we're going to show people. Let me zoom back in a little bit. We're going to show people about our ear wire blanks.
That's great.
So what these are is we have what we call ear wire blanks, where you can embellish your ear wire with whatever you want, a bead that will fit on there and still allow you room for making the loop. And we actually sell them. Some of them, like the sterling silver, comes in several sizes, and the gold filled, they come in sizes, various sizes with the part that you embellish. So there's really a lot of possibility using those kind of ear wires. You can see that on this one that I did for the website, I used a size 6 seed bead and one of our little 2mm sterling silver beads. And with this one, that was the Beads, Baubles, and Jewels project, I just used a 4mm crystal bicone. So these are a lot of fun to play with, the ear wire blanks. So to make an ear wire out of them, you just string whatever your bead is and then fold that end up. I'm just going to be making a simple loop here. So it's pretty easy as if you have beads that have a larger hole, sometimes you might need to supplement, like that's when these smaller beads kind of come in handy, because it keeps this size 6 seed bead would otherwise slip up around the hoop unless you really paid attention to making that little bend there very sharp. So sometimes depending on your beads, you have to do a little engineering. But these little faceted check glass beads, they're great. The whole size is perfect for the wire. It's not going to go anywhere. So that is our little matching ear wire. And then I need 1, 2, 3, 4. I need four little seed bead dangles for the ends of the link. And it looks like I decided on the larger ones, Julie.
Okay.
I do love these little, I'll find something else to use those in.
Never fear. Every bead will have its day.
It's true. I like that. That's a good phrase. Every bead will have its day. So those people who just think that they have way too many beads, just be patient.
Oh, I used to tell people that all my beads that I collected over the years, I used to have that huge counter. I don't remember if you remember that office, and I had them out all the time. And I just said they were just sitting there waiting to be born.
Oh, yeah.
And you just kind of, it's nice when you can have them out where you can see them. So they're kind of, and they do, they have their day. It could take years.
Right. This is a good trick, guys. I hope you didn't see that I wasn't holding that one head pin and it went flying. You didn't see that.
I was distracting them.
But if you're making multiple dangles and want to make sure the loops are the same size, this is a good trick to just take one of your trimmed pieces and kind of match it up with the next one you're cutting. And that way you're cutting them all the same size. So there's my little dangles. Oops. I don't remember if I gave you a link to the Hamsa hand, Julie.
Yeah, I just posted it.
Yeah, and those are in our, I think we call the Soulful Spirit collection on the website.
Caravan. Oh, it might be on the website as Soulful Spirit, but Caravan in our once a month intros.
Is that the launch? Are you sure?
I looked it up so that I could actually be factual. It was April 2018.
You're right. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think you're right.
For a change.
I got a crooked one. I'm just trying to get it straightened out. Very crooked. How did that happen?
Happens to the best of us.
When you get the little crooked ones, they just need a little love. You just got to be patient. Keep working them till they get all straightened out. That's looking better. And this is where I'm not always watching. I'm watching my hands, but I'm not watching the video. So be watching, Julie. So if I get off camera or too close or whatever.
I will, but I will tell you that our viewers also are very good at keeping you on track.
All right, so got my little dangles. The next thing I need is this piece of cord is very long, and I only need about 6 inches of it for the earring. So I'm going to cut, there's kind of a little end, a little knot there. I'm just going to cut that off. And then I'm going to cut a 6-inch piece for one earring. And of course, this, there's a downloadable instruction sheet on the website for this. So it's got all the part lists and the ingredients that you need. And I need about a 3-inch piece of cord. I'm not going to measure that, just going to guess. And I need a few jump rings. I'm going to use these small round ones, I think. And then later I will need an additional jump ring here when I go to attach the tassel to the bottom. I'm going to need a jump ring there too. Maybe I'll just use the same one. I think in this original pair, I used our smallest oval. I probably did that for a reason. Let's go with what I did in the original. Sometimes when I'm demoing or, doing a variation of something, I forget that in the first one I did, I worked out all the kinks, right? Yep. It's like when I start messing with the recipe at home. I've got a recipe for something that I've been using for a long time, and I start messing with the ingredients, and almost inevitably I'll go, hey, wait, when I figured it out the first time, I did it that way for a reason, so stop messing with it.
Yep. It is interesting, though, how you'll come to the same conclusion time and time again. Reinventing the wheel.
Whether you need to or not.
Yeah.
So I'm taking one of these little round ear wires, jump rings, and I'm closing it very nice and securely. And I'm going to thread my little piece of, I think I need some tweezers for this. I'm going to thread that little piece of ribbon through there, halfway. And you could, of course, I mean, these could all be longer. You know, if someone wanted to make a pair of these that were real shoulder dusters, they could definitely use them.
I love those long, long earrings, but I have found that now that I'm older, my neck is shorter, and I can't get away with it.
Oh, that's kind of tragic.
Well, you can still.
Maybe, but I've never been one to wear really, really long earrings. But remember, Julie, I did wear these ones.
Oh, you grabbed those so fast, my head spun.
I loved these ones. I'm like, I'm wearing those.
You put them off. They look great.
Typically, I'm more of a less flashy kind of jewelry person.
You're a jeans and t-shirt.
I am. All right, so I've got my ribbon threaded through there. Now I've got my little piece of, this is 24 gauge craft wire. And I tucked this in between just so I can hide that end. And I'm just going to start wrapping that wire around. A few times. I think in that original one, I probably went around 3 times. This also is a spot where you can totally personal touch, you know, if you want to do a lot of wraps and make it more interesting, you can do that. Or you could also be super like subtle with it and just give it a 1 or 2 wraps. As long as it's nice and snug and it's not going to slip around, you're fine. So I threaded that first one between the wires because now I can go in and just clip that off down there and kind of, so that end is hidden. And I'm going to do the same thing with that second end. I'm going to tuck it between the ribbons. And that way it's completely kind of hidden and not sticking out where it's going to poke anybody. All right, so there's
always make tucking those ends in look so easy, Tracy.
Years of practice. Okay, so now I need a little bit of chain. And this is it's kind of a small embossed cable chain that I really love. This tends to be a little bit of a go-to chain for me, Julie. I really like this one.
It's pretty.
You could use any chain you wanted, you know. How much do I need? I do have a cheat sheet here to remind myself of measurements and stuff. So I need 2 6-inch pieces of chain for this part of the process. So let's see.
Lots of people are chiming in about their jewelry preferences, minimum, and some people are jeans and t-shirts, but like eclectic jewelry. And I'm thinking I am always more. I think I'm the one that was like, just hang a tassel on it, Tracy. Put a tassel on it.
Hang a tassel on it. I definitely do like eclectic jewelry. Love designers who just are, you know, unique. And okay, so now my little tassel, I'm going to open the jump ring. I'm swiveling that part. You see where I tucked my end in there, Julie? I don't like the way it's sitting.
You did such a good job. Wait.
I don't like the way it's sitting, so I'm adjusting.
Oh, you're going to put it, well, you have to open up the tassel to see it.
Well, I know, but.
Oh, but you know it's there.
I know it's there. All right, so I've swiveled my little jump ring around so that I can open it at the top. And I'm just going to take one of those pieces of chain and thread it on one side. Actually, I guess I can thread them both right there because then I can just move that second piece to the other side. So if you guys didn't catch that, I took the chain and just kind of found a middle point. I wasn't precise, but then I found a link kind of at the center of the chain and just threaded that onto the jump ring. And when I'm all done with these, I can go in with both scissors and wire cutters and adjust the lengths of those if I want to. So I've got one of the chain strands on one side of the ribbon and one on the other. And that's it for that little tassel. Then I take that small oval jump ring and I attach that to the center finger of the Hamsa hand.
That is an extremely popular part for us, and I can see why.
It's really beautiful, the design on it, plus the symbolism. It is a popular symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I got my little tassel, my chain and ribbon tassel attached, and now I'm going to just start attaching those little dangles. And something to, people make their simple loops, everybody's size may be a little different, but you do definitely want your simple loop on your dangle to be big enough to make it easy to attach to this. They're not particularly thick parts, but you want your simple loop roomy enough that it will hang on there nicely and not get hung up, be too tight of a fit. All right, it's coming together. Nice. This would also make a really pretty pendant.
It would. You could hang some of those other green beads that you did not choose from the bottom of the chain.
That's an interesting thought. I also considered stacking, using the small ones with the larger green ones and making these tassels here like a 2-bead.
Yeah, that's fun. So many different things you could do.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty.
Yeah. To make it a little bolder just bolden it up a bit. Yeah.
I like it. I'm not going to switch them all out though now, but I do like, maybe I'll just switch one so we can see what it looks like.
You could always hang that from the bottom of the chain too.
True. Just gives that 2 beads will give it a little bit more
oomph.
Pizzazz, yeah. Oomph, pizzazz, whatever.
Margaret thinks seed bead strings with a chain would be interesting.
Oh, for sure.
And that's sort of what you were showing that you're turning into a bracelet that had the seed beads in it, right? The carnival.
This one, yeah, it has little strands of seed beads.
Yeah, is that what you're talking about, Margaret? We'll see if Margaret says that's what she was thinking.
Yeah, that could easily really add some texture along the side of that.
And punches of color, if you wanted to put like some pink in that or something, or some other crazy color, that'd be a great way.
I like that, Julie. That's a good extra touch. All right. Oh, I thought it would also be fun to show people. So that's it for this. That's the Hamsa hand Sari silk earring. Pretty easy. But one of the things I did when I went to the show this on Beads, Baubles, and Jewels was I put together a bracelet with the Sari silk. You kind of using the same.
That's crazy.
I know, isn't it crazy? Having to take it off. It's also snagged. That is the kind of downside, if there's a downside, not really a downside, that is something to consider when you're working with the sari silk, is it just has a lot of little ends and it can get unruly.
It's a little on the unruly side.
So when I made this bracelet, I just used 2 strands of the sari silk and I kept them long so that I could make this a multi-wrap, but I just attached them at both. I used 2 of the links and attached the 2 pieces of sari silk and the chain down the center. And then it was just a wrap. So it's really
Very cool.
Very fun. And then I just used a little one of our simple little vine hook and eye clasps. So wanted to show
I'm
that.
sure Margaret's loving that because she was popping in with all sorts of, you could tell, designing on the fly right along with you.
That's exactly what we love to hear. Just the inspiration that people come up with.
Oh, yeah.
So that's these. I think, Julie, I then was just going to kind of come in here and demo this little chain and chain and cord idea.
I'm trying to see, is that a glued? Is that a glued?
This one is glued in, but I thought that I would demo a wire wrapped one instead.
Ooh, there we go.
Because we do have the cord ends in different configurations. We have them with a loop up the top so that when you make a tassel or whatever your material, or maybe you're making a big cord bracelet, you're going to glue it into the cord end. And then we have the kind that you can, has a hole and you can wire wrap. Although I want to use 8mm, Julie, and I don't know if we have any.
Of the, without, oh.
Let me look.
Well, it's so interesting because I think everybody knows by now that I'm not a person that likes gluing, and gluing chain makes me intimidated, but I don't mind gluing leather or fabric in tassels because they really stay put. I just am intimidated by the idea of gluing chain.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's secured. I am getting my hands on an 8mm.
Perfect.
This one's 10, so it's just huge. And
I would imagine you'd want to use some kind of a glue that really has a gel to it, right?
I probably used E6000.
Yeah.
And everything is secured. I mean, okay, I made this a really long time ago. I imagine that I would have secured all of this through wire and wrapped it all securely and then glued the whole thing up in there. And that is exactly what I'm going to do with this one, I think. I have a plan, but it's only a half-baked one, so let's see what happens.
The best kind of plan.
I'm going to use some 22 gauge for this, I think. So much other stuff on the work surface here. Let's slide some stuff out of the way. Every design that I've got on the tray here is on the website. So if people want to look at any of those closer.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, that means a lot of tassels got on the website, made their way to the website.
Yeah, we got some tassels on our website. Okay, so let me think about how I did this. I'm going to need a card of some kind for wrapping my tassel.
Joyce agrees that half-baked plans are the best.
Well, they're fun because you're working, you got to work out the details.
Yeah, you're letting people see inside your brain.
Yeah.
Very scary.
So I'm just going to make, I think I'm going to make, this really isn't, it's been so long since I made that. I don't really remember how I did it. So we're really experimenting here.
Fun.
So. But I want to make, I know that whatever I tuck my tassel into, it needs to tuck up. It needs to be able to tuck up inside the 8mm opening. So let's see what happens. I'm just going to start wrapping some of this around a cord.
That looks kind of big.
It's going to be a little bit long, but I can trim it. And I'm guessing with the, how many wraps. I just want to go until it feels like it's enough that it will, one, make a nice full tassel, and two, still fit up inside the opening of the, I think I'm going to stop there. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wrapping some chain. This is all, this is all an experiment, people. Let's see how it comes out.
Did you, when you started wrapping that chain, were you careful to look at which end you started, or does that matter?
Which end I started?
With the wrap, like, did you start at the same end that you started the wrap of the red? Oh, okay, yeah.
So that looks like enough to me.
Oh, let's see. Somebody's wanting to see videos of the previous tassel. Let me redo it.
Which previous tassel?
I think the Hamsa is.
Oh, all right. So now I've got kind of a pretty good enough wraps, I think, and I'm threading my wire up underneath it all. And I probably shouldn't have made the loop in the cord just yet, but yeah, that works all right. And I want to pinch that tight enough where I can then kind of pull this out, the card out. So that's looking like it's going to be okay. I think that will fit. That's a good amount that will fit inside that cordon. So I've got my loop up here, and I'm going to take one of the ends and wire wrap that a little bit. And I'm even going to come down around below the loop and just cinch everything down a teeny bit. I don't want to go too low because when I pull this up into the cord end, it needs to hide up in there. Is this the right cord end? Yes, it is. And then I just pull that up in there. And I'm going to secure it with the wrapped loop.
Joyce loves how long these tassels look. Me too.
Tassels are.
Are you going to cut length off, or are you going to leave them crazy long, Tracy?
We'll see. I have to, the first thing I need to do is like just separate the loops. So we'll see how it looks after I've done that. And then we can adjust. But there's our wrapped loop at the top. Not too bad. My loop's a little crooked, but I can fix that. And then I can just go in and start cutting those. That's going to be a very curly little tassel. Look at that. That's kind of cute. All right. And then the chain is also in loops. So I have to come in and get in and cut the loops at the bottoms of the chain. wraps. So just kind of straighten out this, I remember now, Julie, working with the Ceylon. I remember that you can get a lot of, it can get a lot, have a lot of curve in it. So
Oh, yeah.
I think what I did in the past is just, I'm just checking to see if I still have chain loops to cut. I don't think I do.
Is this where water, you
yeah.
use a little bit of water on them?
Yeah, I think I just kind of dampened them until they were damp enough to kind of get it straightened out.
Yeah, that's where I feel like it's very reminiscent of doing hair.
Right, right. Oh, look at that. That's pretty
There's a
fun.
cowlick.
This is a pretty fun little tassel. And then I think that what I would do is after I kind of dampened this and got it all straightened out, then I would go in and trim both the chain and the wire and the cord if it needed trimming.
Yeah.
I would do that then. So I want to hang that. So I'm going to switch my camera. I just want us to look at it hanging to see.
Put it on, Tracy.
I put it on. It's not on anything. I would actually think, you know, when I was all done with the wrapping, my hair's in my face. When I was all done with the wrapping, my goal was to make sure I'd be able to fit it up inside the cord end.
Yeah.
And I think I could have used a little more chain. I could have gotten away with a few more wraps. Oops, sorry, guys. Where's the camera? I could have gotten away with a few more wraps of chain on there. But that's pretty fun, huh?
It's pretty fun.
Once it's all straightened out, it'll be better. Let's see, Julie, was there anything else we were gonna cover while we were talking?
I'm looking at your necklace. Is that a Sari necklace?
It has, ooh, okay, this is another project that I want to get built to put onto the website and do a video because this is a super fun process. This is, I'm gonna switch my camera. Oh wait, let's hang it. So you guys will put it this way first.
Ooh,
Yes.
love that.
That's backwards actually. So whoops, camera, find the camera. It's a game.
Left is left, left is right, and right is left. Easy.
So these earrings, I love this one. Oh, we forgot to mention this. This is a tassel. Katie also made this one where she threaded it all through one of our crimpable barrel beads. And that's how she secured that tassel. So that was really fun. But what I picked those up to show you was that these are made with some of our Dulce Vita rings. And when I was fishing for these yesterday to get them out to be able to show today, I ran across this. And this is also made with our Dulce Vita rings. And what I did was I used some UV resin and some glass glitter, and I filled them. I had to punch holes in the rings so that I'd be able to attach them together. And then I used UV resin and created the kind of mixed media fun center of those. So I found out while I was fishing for these other ones yesterday, and I am inspired to put together a project for the website and do a video on that, because that is a super fun technique. But it'll take me a little while to get all that content set up and ready to go for prime time. So yeah, later, something to look forward to. So thank you, Diane. Yeah, it's a fun necklace. So it'll be a fun project to show. So I think that's all I got. Lynn, I used a UV resin. And I know some people prefer just epoxy resin. So maybe we'll do both. Maybe we'll play with both. If people aren't familiar with UV resin, it is a 1-part resin that you then put under a UV light, like the kind that you use when you get like the nail thing stuff that I don't do, so I'm kind of ignorant. But there's a little lamp, and it's a UV lamp, and you put your nails in there, and it cures the fingernail stuff. And this UV resin for mixed media work.
It can work under the sun also.
Yes, you can also take it out in the sun. That is true. That is true. So,
And Tracy, you, I think most of the people watching today are familiar that with punching our metal, but
yes.
I was looking at that design and everybody was loving it. And it is such a good reminder that you can add a hole so easily.
Right. Did we demo that recently? It feels like I did.
You have, but it's always fun to see.
Yeah.
You might, you know, if you do people are liking that necklace and do that resin thing, maybe you could also show the punching again at that point.
Yeah, we'd have to, because that's the only way. Once you fill this ring with resin, there's no way to get a jump ring through there, obviously. So yeah, punching holes around the edges was the way that I was able to connect it. Somebody asked how I got it off, and it's just a long piece of ribbon with sliding knots. So that's how I got that on and off my neck.
Really, really pretty.
Fun project for another time. So in the meantime, these ones are on the website with all the instructions. You guys can download that and find some gorgeous ribbons and play with that idea.
If you haven't decided what to do next week, Kimberly is saying she's never done a resin project and would love to learn.
I could do this next week, but there's no way I would be prepared with the web content backup. I don't have time to work on that this week. So maybe the week after.
Yeah.
That will give me time to get a design made and photographed and instructions written, and then all that backup is on the website to support the video. So.
Oh, I forget about all that stuff.
Yeah. all that stuff. So yeah, many steps. So yeah, that'll be fun. We'll
definitely. You did those the picture frames.
Right.
That's got a lot of the backup stuff. Maybe the what did we call them? It was where you use the big radiant ring.
Right. What did we call those? Story
frames.
Story rings. You know what, Julie? That's on the YouTube channel.
Oh, good.
That video is available. It's pretty old. I don't think there's any discontinued parts that are featured in it, but it is a pretty old video. But it is available on the website. I don't think it's available on our blog, but if we do,
we could stick a link to it in this, Tracy, after.
Yeah. Well, let me.
Yeah, because you did. Yeah.
If we do a video for this in a week or two, then I'll maybe back that up with a blog post too, so it'll actually be on our website.
There you go.
So many things, Julie.
You have spoiled us, Tracy.
So many things. I do want to do that project though, because it will be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for that video on our YouTube channel, and it's
as you are. Let me see who this is. My screen got teeny. Yeah, Kimberly's saying no rush, whenever it works, and she loves all the backup support on the site. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing.
All right. We'll find the resin, the story ring video, and we'll post a link here in the what do you call it later in the thread, and then. In the meantime, we'll figure out what we're doing next week too. So
excellent.
All right, everybody. Thank you as always so much for popping in and watching, and we hope it inspires you. And we'll figure out what we're doing and post that for next week, and we'll post that on Saturday, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.